In this video, I'm going to break down the essential ingredients of why your life is the way that it is and how to change that and all the ingredients that are contained within that. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is chapter 10, Creation, Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. This chapter right here covers so much, and I'm going to break this down for you that way you can understand it. But this chapter right here is the one, okay? So, I am God, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, things that are not yet done. This is Isaiah 46, 9, 10, which is very clear right here. I am God, declaring the end from the beginning. So you're declaring the end from the beginning. You're looking forward into the future, creating yourself in the future as if it's happening now, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times, things that are not yet done. All right, guys, creation is finished. That means everything in your world, anything that you could desire to have, whether it's a brand new car or a new relationship or a new house, a new career, anything that you're desiring is already there for you. All you have to do is increase your awareness within your concept of self in order to extend your feelers and feel into that. Like it says right here, declare the end from the beginning. Declare yourself into that new state of having the things that you want, because creation is finished. And that's what he's explaining here. Creation is finished so you can have anything you want by declaring the end from the beginning. Okay, so creativeness is only a deeper receptiveness for the entire contents of all time and all space. All time, all space, fourth dimension, guys. We're living in the third dimension, passing through the fourth dimension, because, like, for example, for me to know you in the fourth dimension, which is not fathomable by the human mind, the fourth dimension, I would have to know you from the day you were born till the day you died, all at one time. I could see you completely from the day you were born to the day you died, all at one time, existing in all time, all space. But we exist in the third dimension, which we're passing through the fourth dimension slowly, like we're slowly passing it through it, like almost like a movie reel, but the movie's already completed. Like if you were to put it in that context of the movie, the entire movie, you're basically just watching the movie and passing through it, but the movie's already finished. Okay, but you can change that, because right here he gets into this. All right, so because actually they coexist in an infinite and eternal now. That means there's infinite parallel realities that you can shift in, because there's an infinite amount of movies, and they're all ending differently. They're all different, completely different, but they're all existing all at the same exact time. In other words, all that you ever have been or will be, in fact, all that mankind was or ever will be exists right now. And that's all through that theory of the infinite realities. There's parallel realities. There's an infinite amount of them. Okay, so this is what is meant by creation. And the statement that creation is finished means nothing is ever to be created. It is only to be manifested. Everything that you want is already there for the taking. All you have to do is manifest it, and you do that by increasing your awareness within your new concept of self, by declaring the end from the beginning, by visualizing or affirming or scripting that you already have something. You're declaring yourself at the end from the beginning. And that's what it's saying in the Bible. That's what it was trying to teach us, giving us instructions on how to manifest things, because you can't really create anything because everything's already created. But you can manifest to experience that portion of creation because of the infinite parallel realities where everything exists. Even it may not exist in this parallel reality that you're in right now, but it does exist in another parallel reality, and you can connect to that by declaring the end from the beginning. Like it says right here. Okay, we'll go back over that. I am God, declaring the end from the beginning. Those are the instructions from Isaiah 46, 9, 10. Okay, so this is what is meant by creation. And the statement that creation is finished means nothing is ever to be created. It is only to be manifested. What is called creativeness is only becoming aware of what already is. That's increasing your awareness. And you do that through the exercise, like the leaf exercise, meditation, stilling the mind, becoming totally aware in the present moment, and unlocking your potential to manifest different portions of creation that's already finished. Some other part of creation, you can experience that and manifest that. Okay, by changing your concept of self, which ultimately changes your awareness of the different experiences of creation itself. Okay, so you simply become aware of increasing portions of that which already exists. Basically, he's saying the same thing. I'm just breaking that down a little bit further. Okay, so the fact that you can never be anything that you are not already, or experiencing anything not already existing, explains the experience of having an acute feeling of having heard before what is being said, or having met before the person being met for the first time. So he's talking about deja vu here. If you ever had that experience where you're meeting somebody for the first time, you're like, what? I've met this person before. Or you go to a place and you're like, I've been here before, but really you haven't. In that present moment, you haven't, but you've, just like what it says, you declared, you see everything ahead of time. Like what I was talking about, free will, the assumptions, the imagination. You have to imagine it in your mind and see it in your mind before you can experience it in your three-dimensional world. That's why you have deja vu, because you have created that in your mind. You've imagined this person in your life. That's why that person is right in front of you, because your world is you pushed out. I know there's a lot of information. I'm going to try to break this down more as we go. Okay, so the fact that you can never be anything that you are not already, or experience anything that already existing, explains the experience of having an acute feeling. So that's deja vu we're talking about here, guys, when you have those experiences. The whole of creation exists in you, and it is your destiny to become increasingly aware of its infinite wonders and to experience ever greater and grander portions of it. That is what we're destined to do, is increase our awareness so that we can experience greater and grander portions of creation by expanding our awareness, changing our concept of self, and increasing our, just the awareness of creation that is already finished, manifesting, different portions or new portions of reality that we want to experience by, like what it says right here, declaring the end from the beginning, guys, declaring the end, living in the end, and experiencing that end. Okay, so let's move on here. If creation is finished and all events are taking place right now, the question that springs naturally to mind is, what determines your time track? How do you experience these different portions of creation and manifest them? That is, what determines the events which you encounter? And the answer to that is your concept of yourself, guys. Your concept of yourself determines your time track of what you will manifest in these different portions, these different parallel realities, the different movies, so to speak, that example of what you're going to experience of that portion of your concept of self. So if you can force yourself into, or effortlessly force yourself into a new concept or a new version of yourself of already having certain things, you transfer into those different movies, those different parallel realities of the version of yourself that already has these things. And you can keep doing that and slowly transitioning yourself and increasing your awareness of different portions of creation that already exists, guys. This is like huge right here. Okay, so concepts determine the route that attention follows. Concepts determine, okay, here's an example. I want you guys to do this with me. Here's a good test to prove this fact. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. You will observe that as long as you remain faithful to your assumption, so long will your attention be confronted with images clearly related to that assumption. So right here, if for example, if you assume that you have a wonderful business, like right now, if you stop yourself, right now, close your eyes and assume that you have a wonderful business or a wonderful relationship or a wonderful career, or you have $3 million in your bank account. Just assume that feeling. Just assume it. Don't force a visualization. Just assume that right now, and then watch where you just monitor your thoughts and see where they go. And you will notice your attention is focused on incident after incident relating to that assumption. So then you're just like what we went over before, when you're imagining things, like before you grab something, you have to visualize that, and you're automatically imaging that before you actually pick the thing up. So your thoughts, your imagination changes. Your thoughts change, your imagination changes, and then you're going through, you're focusing your attention on incident after incident relating to that new assumption that you have a wonderful business, that you're in a wonderful relationship, that then you transferring those different parallel realities where you have those things. And because of your imagination, is now creating something totally different. Now you've done a complete 180, because now you're assuming something totally different. Your thoughts have changed, your images have changed, and now you're being led to a different world where you have different things. That's how it works. Friends can, like right here, he's going to give you more examples. Like what's going to happen in your imagination, the things that you're going to be seeing automatically, habitually from this, just from taking an assumption. Friends are going to congratulate you, tell you how lucky you are. Others are going to be envious and critical, maybe, depending on your belief system. From there, your attention goes to larger offices, bigger bank balances, and many other similar related events. Persistence in this assumption will result in actually experiencing, in fact, that which you assumed. The same is true regarding any concept. Any concept you wish to hold. Doesn't have to be a bigger business, like he's saying. It could be better relationships. It could be $3 million in your bank account. It could be, not having any debt and being, just financially free and having a great career. Whatever you want to create, assume that you have that, and it changes your thoughts and images, and you start transferring to different worlds that way. It's very simple, but you do that through affirming, visualizing, mentally rehearsing, scripting, falling asleep with my meditations. These things will change your entire world from your images. You start imaging a different world before you get there, like what it said in the beginning of this chapter right here from Isaiah 46:9. I am God, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times, things that are not yet done. It's giving us these instructions, guys. These instructions. Okay, so let's move on here. If your concept of yourself is that you are a failure, so basically, depending on what your concept is, that's what's going to create your reality. So if your concept of yourself right now is a failure, or you're in a state of lack, you would encounter in your imagination a whole series of incidents in conformance to that assumption, and keep recreating that over and over and over until you change your assumptions. Thus, it is clearly seen how you, by your concept of yourself, determine your present, that is the particular portion of creation you now experience, and your future, that is the particular portion of creation which you will experience. All right, guys, so that is the end of this chapter, and I absolutely love this chapter. If you can get this, if you can understand this, your entire life will change. You start practicing this, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to go into meditation today, or very soon, as soon as you can, and I want you to do this exercise right here. Okay, so this is a good test to prove this fact, that concepts determine the route that your attention follows. That's how you create or manifest things, because everything's already created. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. Okay, so assume the feeling, whatever it is that you want to create in your life, whether it's big or small, doesn't matter. Just assume it for 2-3 minutes. Assume the feeling that it's completed, and then observe the route that your attention follows. You will observe that as long as you remain faithful to your assumption for those couple minutes, so long will your attention be confronted with images clearly related to that assumption. That's what shifts you to that new parallel reality where you're manifesting different portions of creations, the different portions of creation that you want into your life. So you can have anything that you want by doing this. You master this one skill, you will have anything that you want. You can create anything you want. You can create a YouTube channel, you can create a business, you can create a relationship, a career, anything that you want. You can create that by assuming that you already have it, and then you will be propelled into that different world where you absolutely have it. And I've done it. You're watching something that right now that I've done it with is creating my YouTube channel. All right, guys, I love you guys very much. Don't forget to give me one thing you guys are grateful for, and I will see you guys in the next video.